Hey there, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to the month of November 2021. And just a quick reminder, if you're watching your rising sign forecast, remember your rising sign is giving you additional clarity as to how a great deal of your sun sign forecast is showing up. And your moon sign, well, that's going to be giving you the less prominent, albeit still significant, side story that is also playing out throughout the course of the month. And if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. I don't appear on camera for monthlies because people like to see the cards. We got a lot of cards. Speaking of cards, what's going on? Well, going into the right-hand side first, we're going to be looking at the Sun card reversed and the Six of Wands upright for you and your world. And I'm seeing a lot of you Libra people are going to find that a lot of elements of your life are going to be going through a big simplification process in order to uncomplicate a lot of connections, a lot of projects, a lot of pursuits that are needlessly complex, needlessly difficult, or just, again, all around functioning in a much more difficult way than they absolutely have to. The Sun card reversed is bringing a focus on restoration and even redemption of things that ultimately have not been able to have their own fair chance as well. And so you may be finding that a lot of this month is also giving you a lot of second tries or a lot of first real tries. And this is going to happen in a much better set up way, because the Six of Wands upright is also showing where your environment is getting cleaned out of a lot of uncomplimentary input, okay? When we talk about maybe negative influences as far as other people go, obstacles, things hanging overhead, limiting your mobility. And it could also be that a big victory that goes on in either an environment that you frequent or maybe a victory you hear about from your friend or something that you're a part of also helps seal the deal in this process. Because with the Six of Wands, you are getting a chance to charge forward with something that ultimately is very near and dear to your heart, but once upon a time was perhaps trying to grow in the wrong soil or trying to find its way in among the wrong crowd, or was not getting reared up properly in order to mature and become something that meets its full potential. That is a big part of November. November is all about reversing a lot of negative stories and even undoing a lot of problems that we may still be living with today that could have occurred with us, all the way back to like 2017, 2018. Take some time to think about what was going on in those years in your life and see what is now having a chance to have its day. When it comes to what is going on with the bottom line of the month, as well as the summation of the month, we've got the Four of Swords reversed and the Five of Swords reversed. And that focus on undoing and unmaking is really, really strong here in the good. Because with the Four of Swords reversed, yes, we are seeing a lot of this month is going to present a lot of circumstances sort of changing directions on a dime, and a lot of overnight shifts going on, a lot of fast breaks, but a lot of big breaks at the same time. Just be careful to also understand that while we go through this, it could feel like we are burning the candle at both ends. It could demand that we be able to drop things at a moment's notice in order to seize on important opportunities. The Four of Swords reversed is also providing an opportunity to unmake and undo things that you may have done or enacted is in a hasty way or in a not very careful way in your past that you may still be living with today. You're getting a chance to undo some stuff that you may have done as well. And that's important, to be able to do, right? We want to make sure that we are optimizing and perfecting everything. And getting on to the summation of the Five of Swords reversed, there's also a lot of reconciliation and bridge building opportunities going on this month, especially when it comes to things you were able alienated from due to unhealthy presences in that circle, in that office, in that space. If a family member came between you and other family members, or maybe not a friend, obviously, but somebody came between you and other friends, or maybe something was going on that kind of came between you and a prized goal or opportunity. We are getting a chance to build a bridge again, obviously not with the negative influence, but with what we had been alienated from itself. As we get on to your material circumstances, your work, your job, your finances, you do have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. And a lot of you Libra people may be quitting a lot of investments, time investments, resource investments, or maybe even existing contracts or agreements that you have this month. And when I say quitting, I'm seeing with the Page of Pentacles reversed, a lot of you are kind of dropping something that you've been carrying that is going nowhere, or maybe it's just not going in the direction you want to go. Or it's possible that you just find something that is going to be a much better match for you. This could indicate you dropping investments, divesting from maybe group involvements, or maybe even choosing to drop an entire crowd or customer base as you choose to rebrand, maybe try to make yourself known in other environments, other areas. Some of you may be making transfers and transitions because better opportunities are showing up with that Six of Wands upright. Or maybe it's we get something back that we sorely do treasure and we want to make some room for it, but it's going to happen. When it comes to your community, friends, relatives, other people in your life, you do have the Nine of Cups upright. More victories coming your way. A friend or a relative is basically going to be offering you some kind of... I feel like this is a gift, though it may not be a physical gift. You are getting some kind of very generous act in your favor, being directed towards you. This is somebody who is ultimately seeing through what has been very difficult for you to achieve on your own. They are speeding you up to a happy conclusion with some major endeavor or major journey you've been on for some time. This could be they are providing the missing pieces, or they are just flat out handing something off to you. But whatever this handoff is, it is incredibly useful and very, very valuable. When it comes to your challenge this month, you do have the Queen of Swords in reverse. While things may be going fairly well for you, the Queen of Swords reversed, be careful. Not everybody is kind of done with whatever negativity that you are walking away from. In fact, I'm actually seeing you may be dealing with some very difficult confrontations this month with confrontational people who kind of live for the confrontation. What I'm seeing with the Queen of Swords reversed is somebody that ultimately... maybe they were a victim once upon a time, but now they've become the monster. Now they've become the abuser. Now they are repeating the cycle. And it's kind of like they don't want to move on. They don't want to evolve. They don't want to change. And they sure as hell don't want you to either. This could be something that follows you around. This could be somebody that is constantly trying to look in, constantly check in on you, see what you're up to, see what you're doing. But you know what? This is somebody that needs to be left behind. And some of you may have to have a confrontation, because as it often is the case with the Queen of Swords reversed, sometimes we got to fight her off, fight her back. It's unpleasant, but that might happen this month. When it comes to your relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, we do have the King of Pentacles upright, and a lot of relationships, both new and, already established commitments and marriages, are stepping into kind of a power couple sort of status this month. And this may actually be due to a partner or somebody new actually stepping into a new, more powerful or influential space in their own life, their own status, their own station, and they are infusing infusing that into this relationship or a new relationship story that is getting started this month. And with the King of Pentacles, a lot of you are going to be finding that this month you and a partner are not only becoming a lot more ambitious with each other, but there is some kind of new long-term adventure, new long-term journey getting started as well. New people are going to also be carrying a lot of this because they seem to already be well on their way. And you may find that they are on their way on a journey or on a path that you wish to be on as well. Or you're already on it, hopefully. When it comes to how the month begins to end, or begin from beginning to end, we'll go from that way. Left-hand side. We've got the Star card upright and the Four of Wands reversed. And we have this new shift coming in the beginning of the month where a new plan or maybe a new commitment is getting enacted, it is getting made firm, it is getting cemented. And this is ultimately, with the Star and the Four of Wands reversed, coming because something is getting built. Room is getting made for you in a new space, or a new space is being built for you. This could be some kind of big accomplishment that you've already been trying to physicalize, you've already been trying to substantiate, or this could be a very pleasant surprise that you weren't looking for that ultimately, you're really glad to have drop in your lap. What brings this about is the Hermit upright and the World card upright. This could actually come with the help of a friend or a relative that is not necessarily always in your space. This may be somebody we stay in relatively regular contact with, or maybe it's somebody that we only talk to a few times a year. This could if it's not a friend that's a close friend or a relative, this could also be somebody stepping out of the shadows, somebody kind of emerging from the woodwork in your life that will eventually assume that role. But they are the ones providing this with the World card upright. They are bringing you news of something coming to completion that is going to be incredibly uplifting for you, something that is going to turn a chapter in your life. And that's going to happen in the first half of the month. As we get on to the second half of the month, we've got the Judgment card reversed and the King of Wands upright. There's you quitting. I don't know what you're quitting exactly, but there are a lot of you Libra people just deciding to throw your hands up. And this could be you quitting something because, well, hey, look, we've got our prize. We've got what we've been looking for. We don't have to stay in this schedule anymore. I don't want to deal with this person anymore. Maybe you are quitting trying to be friends or get along with the Queen of Swords reversed. Maybe you are quitting a job in favor of a better opportunity. Maybe you are deciding not to sign a lease because you found a better place to live. But what's happening is we are dropping something that has been a mainstay in favor of something much more advantageous and much more supportive of us. And with the King of Wands upright, you are also going to find that your friends, your relatives, a lot of your confidants, your team, your crew is getting stronger with you. And there may also be a pleasant surprise at the end of it all where you find out that something that you are trying to make your normal is going to be evolved or elevated in its presence or in its prominence in your life in a good way. And this is going to be a gift from a friend as well. Maybe that gift we talked about with the Nine of Cups. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Y'all know I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.